Is it going to blow your mind if I tell you you don't really need better content? You need to get better at storytelling because stories are that bridge between your podcast, your profit, and getting your message out into the world. Between your voice and their trust, someone listening and someone buying, if your podcast isn't converting, it's not because you're not valuable. You're very valuable, and I see you over there, but it's because you're not being felt. You're not absorbing into those people's subconscious mind. And they're like, you understand. Oh my goodness, is she in my head? That is what we're talking about today. So we're going to fix your storytelling so that your content that you're creating that is so amazing goes that 1 sense deeper and you actually get that listener to become a client. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Beyond the Downloads, the show that dives deeper than stats and charts to reveal the real impact of your podcast. I'm Jennifer Dragonette, founder of the Bold Action Collective, where we believe that bold moves truly spark transformation. Each week, we explore how your unique story, passion, and purpose can create powerful connections that will change lives, yours and those of your listeners. If you're ready to go beyond the metrics, embrace bold action, and unleash the life raft potential of your podcast, you're in the right space. Let's go. So the podcasts that people remember are the ones that make them feel. Let me say that again. The podcasts that people remember, we'll put a little caveat in there, and take action from, are the ones that make them feel. You can give all the tips in the world. Hey, I'm raising my hand. This was me too. But if people don't connect with the why it matters, they're not going to take action. They're not going to come back, and they're definitely not going to buy. This is the magic of storytelling. And the good news is you already have what you need inside you. You just haven't learned how to use your story as your strategy yet. This is where I see so many people go off the rails because they're like, I'm sharing my story. But this isn't about trauma dumping. This isn't about going off the rails and going way out and over explaining and falling into the victim mode. I see this a lot. You think you're telling your story, but you're remaining in the victim status. That energy is coming off. So you do have to remember what parts of your story to share and which parts to hold on to. But you have to use these stories and the things through, whether that's trauma or triumph. You have to figure out a way to emotionally connect with your people. This is about using your lived moments to create that trust and connection that all of us so deeply desire. So that, every listener that's coming to your show is saying, wow, I needed that. Wow, they understood. Wow, you must be speaking directly to me. And I know we've seen this, and I know this has been like hot marketing right now. It's like, make them feel. I want to feel so seen from your content, from your story that, yeah, I want in. And this is one of the things that I've realized is every time I stand up to share your story of someone's life raft, like, hey, I was in a dark moment. I had a plan for the day. I listened to a podcast. What someone's story was made a deep connection in my life. And now I want to help others make sure that their stories are out in the world the same way. And here's the thing is like, as you learn to integrate your story into a structure, into your foundations, into your boring finger SEO, if you haven't been around for a long time, boring finger SEO is what we're saying out of our mouth, what we're thinking in our minds is not what our boring fingers are typing into Google to try to find a solution to. So when I say boring fingers, that's what we're talking about. But when you learn to integrate story and emotion and you get that connection, that's what people are all about. That's where your content starts to convert to whatever it is you're looking for, whether that's into your next offer, into your freebie, into your free community, into whatever it is, your product, your service. This is where your story truly gets to become someone's life raft, but only if you actually share it. because so many people get stuck in these cycles of look at me, poor me, do this, do that, that they don't actually integrate the story into how you're getting through this. Case in point, I am with you. I have had my successes in podcasts. I have had my struggles in podcasts. And honestly, I wanted to give up on podcasting. I have struggled for the last probably 6 months of like, I can't do this. I can't keep teaching strategy. I can teach you to grow. I can teach you all the things, but it was missing the heart. And the heart was what actually made me successful. With my first show, I only did interviews. Did it grow to millions and millions of downloads? No. But what it did was it created a loyal network of friends and collaborators that kept my production business and my coaching business almost full. If you go back and look through my stuff historically for the last 7 years, you'll see I don't use social media a lot. That's because I actually made connections. I allowed people to tell me their story. We related, we connected, and some of my best friends came from those stories. So how podcasting and storytelling and your offers and your business and your life go together is they've got to be hand in hand. Because I can sit here and tell you, do this, do this, do this. And yes, if you join us in the sprint in January for the foundations of your podcast, this is going to be great. It's a 30-day sprint where we actually fix the foundations of your podcast. This means what stories are you telling? Are your offers aligned? How do we strategically use those boring fingers to actually get people to find our stuff without having to always be on the go, always on content creation, always marketing? Granted, you're always going to have to market, but you don't have to burn yourself out through marketing. I've learned this. I had a level of burnout in the last 6 months that took me literally almost dying. Meaning I was in an emergency department with 3 medical professionals, a doctor and a couple of other staff, and a crash cart because I almost left the planet unintentionally because of a bee sting. So it took me having this shake of a wake-up call to be like, okay, we have to come back to the beginning. We have to connect. We learn through story. We learn through other people. But that doesn't mean we're coming out here and being like victim, victim, victim. Like I could have shared that story and been like, I was walking down and the city didn't take care of their bees and they tried to kill me and this and this and this and this and sad, feel bad for me. Or I could tell you, hey, I had this walk. I had this experience. I literally had 40 minutes. I had 3 medical professionals in my room because I was teetering. It was a busy room. They had people, or emergency department. They had people in the hallway. They were understaffed. Yet I had 3 of their medical professionals in my room because that's how bad it was. But what I learned from that is, one, I deny the hell out of things always. Like, let me be honest. I was like, it's not that bad. I told everyone that, like, I called my mom and I was like, oh, I'm fine. It's no big deal. Like, no big deal. Like, it was kind of a big deal. But I was like, in my mind, it didn't feel like a big deal. And that's the story, is like, hey, like I had this wake up call of like, you never know. We hear it all the time. You never know when your next day is. We never know what tomorrow is going to bring. We never know what the next thing is going to be. So if you don't take the action now, you're not going to be able to set yourself up for tomorrow. And so many of us want that passive income. We want the people to find our podcast. We want to do all the things, and we look to the internet and they're like, be on Instagram, be on TikTok, be on Substack, be on Facebook, be on LinkedIn, be on Pinterest, now blog, now do LinkedIn articles, now sign up for this, now guest, now go speak, now go to in-person events, now do this, now get on YouTube, now do shorts this way and do that. And it's so overwhelming that we start to spread ourselves thin. And here's the 2 things that happen. One is the storytelling inside of it gets so watered down, there's no emotional connection. 2, we're actually putting crap content out because we're trying to repurpose. There is a great way to repurpose your podcast that isn't necessarily getting clips from your show. Period. End of story. Clips unless you have some really like set up standards where you're like, I'm going to talk for this time about this, and you can pull it and it's a beginning, middle, and end, clips don't work. Doesn't matter. And especially trying to get people off of social media from a clip onto your podcast. There's so many better ways to do this, but this is what we're all talking about in January in the foundations. And the cool thing is that because it's the holidays and it's not till January, you come in now, you get the same pricing, but you'll also get a bunch of group hot seat coaching where we can start looking at your business and fixing some of these foundational things before we even start the 30-day sprint. So you're just that much further ahead and you can end the year great. Link is in the show notes for the sprint. But I'm really freaking excited about this because here's the thing. The piece that's missing in your foundation is your story. But it's your story in a way that's not just trauma dumping. And I mean, if you want to create a space where you attract all the victims that you're never going to be able to help because they like living in their story, great, good for you. They'll keep coming back because, sadness loves sadness, drama loves drama. But if you want to connect in a way of like, I feel seen, you've got to come up with that story. That story that says like, hey, yeah, I had a hard time. Here's how I overcame it. Here's a little tip for you. Oh my goodness. Has anyone else ever felt like they've done everything? Has anybody else felt so numb in this entrepreneurship journey that you're just like, I can't do this anymore? And you literally sit in functional freeze and you're sitting on the floor and you're like, I don't even know if I like pizza anymore, which note to self, I'm not a fan of pizza. I ate it a lot, thinking I liked it. But when I took a moment to sit because I was forced to sit, that really kind of messed with my head because I was like, I had lost myself in building a strategy. I lost myself in telling you all the tips and tricks. When the core of my message has always been like, podcasting is an amazing way to network. Podcasting is an amazing way to build a community. Podcasting is amazing as a therapist to help you get things out. I have 4 other podcasts that are very irregular, not under my name, but help me work through things. And let me tell you, one of them is probably my best downloaded podcast out there that is getting so many hits. It gets dumped. I maybe do 1 or 2 episodes a month on that one. But it's been so healing for me. And it's because I can share my story. Am I willing to share it with my actual name on it yet? Oh, no way. But it's helping me. And the comments I get, because I have other emails and it's totally like under wraps, but I get a ton of comments all the time of how it's helped them. So I think it's about finding a way to like move your life events, move the lived moments you have, and align that with how you support people. If you're here, most of you are heart-centered entrepreneurs who are helping people with some sort of a transformation, maybe something like me, like, hey, I want you to use podcasting to make big things happen. You are too magical for a ripple. It's time for you to be a tsunami. And by tsunami, I mean come in, literally like a tsunami, wash out that area that you're coming into, whether that's self-love, health, whatever your thing is. I want you to wash out all the stuff. So for me, I want you to wash out all that burnout of you having to be on every platform to be successful and watering down your message by over clipping and overdoing the repurposing or not repurposing correctly. I want to take out all of that knowledge that's in your brain like a tsunami. I want to come in and I want to hit it hard and I want to have it all sucked back out into the ocean. And then I want to help you rebuild in a way that feels peaceful. That's the palm tree and the hammock, if that's your thing. If it's the winter cabin in the snow with the fireplace, whatever it is that is your sanctuary that you can build from that peace and that calm, that's what I want for you. Because I see what happens. And I've seen for the last 6 months of like, I haven't been using storytelling. I've just been teaching and teaching and teaching. And I will always have a strategy aspect of what I do, how I help you, because I can't just tell you to go tell your story and not give you the strategy behind it, not give you that business piece that's like, here's how you set the back end of your business and here's how you use podcasting to market your business and get those clients in the door. If I don't teach you that strategy mixed with the storytelling, then I've failed. But there's always a story that you can weave in to create that emotional connection, because 90% of the time we're buying because of emotion. The other 10% because we're hungry and they have really good marketing. So we buy that thing we know we shouldn't be having. And there's other reasons too. But in reality, like that emotional connection to something, we need this, we want this, we desire, this is a dopamine hit. This is oh, we're going to feel better. Like whatever it is, there's that emotional piece. So weaving in your story. Now, because you know I love you and we always do an action, here's your 10-minute action step for the week. Are you ready? This one is simple and powerful. I want you to write down the last time you felt lost, confused, or cracked open in your business. Again, lost, confused, or cracked open. I want you to write a story about it. Then ask yourself what lessons came from that moment and how could I build it into an episode that someone could connect with? You don't have to go to the total raw and, like every detail. And I didn't have to tell you every detail about me almost dying to make you relate. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want that wake up call, or, oh my gosh, I've been there. But you do have to be real. So again, you don't need all the details. You don't want people to you don't want to get stuck in the victim mode, but you do have to be real. Remember, story sells because your story sticks in their brain, in their heart, in their emotional center. And that's what's going to make things better. So if you are struggling with your story, if you are struggling with setting up your boring finger SEO, come join us inside the SEO Foundation Sprint. You won't just fix your keywords and your titles. We're going to teach you how to tell these stories to make people stop and listen and connect. So your podcast isn't just about being found. It's getting found and being felt and leading to the next desired result, which is going to, in turn, increase your ROI. Because once you're clear on your message and you know what your people are searching for, you become unmissable. You become magnetic. So go down to the go down to the show notes and join the sprint. And again, if you join early, because I know it's only October, if you join early, I do also have a bunch of what I call mastermind hot seat coaching calls. These are calls that we get on, you get to share something, you get to be in the spotlight for a certain amount of time, you get my eyes on it, and you get a group of your peers' eyes on it, and we work through something or we celebrate something. And you can get access to those while you wait for the sprint to start in January, because I want you to get through this season, set the end of the year up where you're uplifted and you're ready. And then I want to go hard into the new year and set you up for the most success in 2026. So if you'd like to join us, again, the link is in the show notes. We'd love to have you inside the sprint. This is your season to stop shouting and stop being so burnt out and chopping up your episode and watering down your message and leaving out your story and being boring, and to start seeing the right people come into your space, fall in love with you, join your thing so that you can actually make those transformations that you desire. So next week, we're going to talk about the one mistake that's silently sabotaging your long-term growth. I know, juicy, right? And this is one thing that you can fix today. And if you want to know what to look for, if you want to actually kind of think about this as set it and forget it, I got you. But it's not in the way you think. So make sure you follow this podcast, because this next one might save your podcast with little to minimum effort, because we like to make things easy peasy lemon squeezy around here. All right, now go out and make today amazing, because you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are worthy, and your story deserves a microphone. Now go do the thing.